big breasts again?
You know what? I'm just locked into having breasts. Okay?
That's what we want to hear, right? Complicated problems have complicated solutions. So let's go do a good, careful physical exam and figure out what the potential solutions are, okay?
Thank you.
Desiree is a unique kind of botched patient. She's not only botched by the surgical procedure she had, but originally she was really botched by nature. I really don't know what to do with Desiree's breast till I get in the exam room and assess what's going on with each breast individually. Here's where her old crease was, right here. This is the breast you were born with. A very short distance between the areola and what's called the inframammary crease, okay? Unfortunately, when you try to lower that crease too much by putting an implant in it, it causes a double bubble. This breast, the nipple is placed too high, so it's stargazing, okay? It's like bonanza, right? You won the lottery for breast problems because you have two of the hardest things to fix. Big breasts again?
You know what? I'm just locked into having breasts. Okay?
That's what we want to hear, right? It's pretty rare to have a patient who's so realistic about the outcome. But I really need to do a very careful physical examination before I can determine what her exact options are, particularly in light of the fact that she's had so many difficult problems in the past. So you have some areas where the skin has good soft tissue thickness. You have many areas where you have basically zero soft tissue thickness. This is a very complicated case.
I'm expecting to hear that they can't help me just because, you know, that's been the case.
We would have to put something in to thicken up the tissue. We do it all the time. The options are to put a piece of cadaver skin underneath, a piece of pig skin, or a piece of mesh, which will allow your own collagen to grow in.
Cadaver skin? What if it came from, like, you know, a serial killer? I know that sounds crazy, but you have to think about things like that.
I was born a boy, and I started transitioning from male to female around 5 years ago. And I went to a doctor in Miami. I asked him for 350 cc's. I wake up from anesthesia, and he had given me 700 cc's in each implant.
Whoa.
Yeah.
You know, the maximum that they even make is 800.
800. And I asked him, why did you do this to me? I asked you to give me 350. He says, well, you're a transsexual. I figured you'd want to look like a doll. You should thank me.
That doctor should lose his license in 2 seconds.
Yeah.
That's horrible. If the patient and the doctor have a decision together, you stick with that plan. You don't put double the size. That's malpractice.
So 3 months after the surgery, I start to feel a tearing sensation.
Synmastia is one of the most difficult operations to fix in breast surgery because all of the normal anatomic attachments have been disrupted to the chest wall, and it's really hard to reestablish those. So we need to go in there and figure out what's left, and how do we get back to square one and get you where you need to be, both physically and emotionally.
I'm ready for that.
Let's do that.
Let's go in. You obviously have had a breast augmentation,
Yes.
right? So what kind of doctor did you go to for the first operation?
Well, I went to a doctor that was local. A couple of my friends had gone to him, and his decision was to put in a big enough implant that would pull the nipples forward, and it was also over the muscle.
Let me ask you a question.
Over the
Over the muscle.
Over the muscle.
So he treated
Saline?
breast droopiness by putting a very large implant
Yes.
over the muscle. Did this doctor also treat acne?
I don't
Did he
know.
do a lot of liposuction?
I think so.
Was it a plastic surgeon, do you know?
I don't believe so, no.
Yeah, nobody trained in plastic surgery would try to treat nipple droopiness with a huge implant above the muscle because it is doomed to failure, will not work.
Well, it went pretty well initially. 3 to 4 months down the road, it started to kind of show some sagging and stuff of my nipples.
Both nipples went south.
Yes, they did.
I'm Shayna, I'm 30 years old, and I'm from Charleston, South Carolina. And I have oversized Southern bells. I fill up a 34 triple D to the max and beyond. They're like melons. I have probably 25 or 30 bras. I literally can't sleep without a bra because it hurts. And I have a collection that just hangs in the shower because I can't be in there with them just hanging there by themselves because the right breast just feels like it's ripping flesh, wanting to fall down. When I was 27 years old, I decided that I would get a breast augmentation done. And I went and saw this doctor. I told him I just wanted natural looking breast that fit my body size. So I woke up after my first surgery and it looked like I had football pads on. My breasts felt like they were up in my throat. They were huge. The doctor told me that he put in 800cc implant.